Hello, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of Thinking Outside the Pod. I'm your host this week, Patrick Lee, and I'm joined here with
Sebastian
and Jimmy.
This is our first legit episode of Thinking Outside the Pod, so I'm going to toss over to Jimmy and let him tell you a little bit more about us.
We're Thinking Outside the Pod. This is a podcast where we talk about current news stories and our perspectives on them, and kind of our ideas and things like that. We're gonna have special guests every once in a while, and we're gonna do really cool things.
Hopefully
they're cool. We think they're cool.
Very cool.
We'll think they're cool.
my mom thinks it's cool too.
Yeah, my mom is my biggest fan.
She has our poster up on the fridge.
She made it herself.
Limited edition.
Woo! All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and you want to go ahead and jump into this, guys?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
let's
this.
get
All
started.
right. Our first topic of this last week is we're going to start off talking about a little bit about the actor, producer, director Philip S. Hoffman. He was born in 1967 and he passed away February 2nd, February 3rd.
Super Bowl day, whenever
Super
that
Bowl
was.
day.
Yeah.
What a way to go, man. What a way to go. Talking about that, speaking of that, some of the articles I've gotten off the line with the New York Times and New York Post were talking about how he was found in an apartment he was renting out in his bathroom in his underwear with a syringe in his arm. He apparently died of an overdose, a heroin overdose. That's kind of the crappiest way to go for an actor as good as he was. What do you guys think about how that went? What do you guys think about his films in general?
Well, I mean, he's an amazing actor. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a huge loss.
It's a huge loss for the industry. I mean, it's ridiculous. Every movie he was in, he's one of my favorite characters in any of the movies he's in. So
He just happens to steal the spotlight. He
Yeah.
could be playing,
yeah,
a very minuscule character, like in Along Came Polly. You know what I mean? He was Ben Stiller's friend,
yeah,
and he stole the movie, man.
yeah. I mean,
He was
He
just
made the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was that sleazy kind of type friend.
With bad advice.
Yeah, and it was just amazing every time he was on film. All the scenes that I really remember from that movie are scenes with him. I mean, Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston are the leads, but I mean, he just stole scenes anytime he was in them. It was
We're
Yeah.
kind of waiting for him to come out in the
yeah,
movie again.
like, all right, come on, Philip, come on in.
And it sucks because he's an actor who loves to act. He didn't do it for the money. He didn't do it for the fame. You could tell that he challenged himself every time he would take on a new character.
Yeah, there's
I was really
so much
excited to
range.
see, what he was gonna do, on the Hunger Games and Catching Fire.
Yeah, he was one of the major characters in that second one.
Were they good films? When he was? I haven't seen either of the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Were those really good
Well,
flicks?
I mean, I personally thought the first one was all right, but then when the second one, I saw it in the movies, and it drew me in a lot, and I think Philip Seymour Hoffman had something to do with it too, because I mean, there's a pretty big plot twist involving him.
Oh, spoiler
And-
alert.
Yeah, I mean that's as big as I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He would have been. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but he would have been very important in the third one.
Oh
It was
man.
I know, so
It
it just leaves it
like
you
a
hanging.
cliffhanger is
You think they'll get a
ridiculous.
look-alike or somebody like
I don't
that?
know. It's
Just go like Dumbledore and try to sneak it in, pretend nobody saw anything.
yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be tough to find someone.
You
I
just
mean,
can't replace an actor of that magnitude, man. You have to be like in the top act. Well, he was in
he was a
the
force.
best acting right now. Like he's a guy like Michael Jordan, like LeBron James. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He stands out. He loved to act, man.
Yeah,
and it's just such a bummer.
He did it. He did on stage. I mean, that's how you can tell an actor is an actor. If you could do it live on stage, it's ridiculous. And he did independent movies. He did smaller movies. That tells you right there that
He
it's
didn't
not
care.
about the money. It's,
Well, he
it's about
immersed
the
himself
art.
totally in these characters. That's kind of why I really respected him as an actor. I read recently that on the filming of Capote, he was in character the whole time during filming. He never, even off a camera, he never got out of character.
Yeah,
I believe it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, he
you
won
could
the
see-
won the
yeah.
Oscar for it. So
you could see his talent, and a lot of talent is hard work.
Hell yes.
what was y'all's favorite movie with him in it? What
I don't
came
know.
out?
I mean, I like them in Magnolia.
I've never seen that.
Me neither.
Have you seen The Master?
I've seen part of it. I haven't seen all of it.
They're both by the same director, Paul
Okay.
Thomas.
Okay, did he do Punch Drunk Love?
Yes.
Adam
Okay.
Sandler movie.
That's my favorite movie that he's in. I
Yeah.
mean,
What was it about it?
Punch Drunk Love is about like this socially awkward kind of guy raised in a family of like all sisters, and he's kind of weird, but then he
And this is true Hoffman's character.
No, this is Adam
this
Sandler.
Adam Sandler is the lead in that movie, but
What
Hoffman plays like the lead. He's the bad guy.
He's
in
the
the
lead
movie.
bad guy. Yeah.
It's
the main
pretty
bad.
cool.
I'm gonna have to
Like
see that.
they
Punch
did,
Drunk
he runs a sex scam, like an operator.
Yeah.
And Adam Sandler calls to it, and they
They steal
More
his,
stuff, yeah, and-
they steal his credit card information and
Oh,
keep
shit.
charging him.
And then-
but yeah, and they a big confrontation. It's
he's great. He's great.
Yeah,
You gotta
he's-
see it.
He steals the movie. I mean, the movie itself is good. I read a thing online. It's like an allegory for like Superman, like, and they go through all these things where Hoffman is like the main villain. He's like the mattress man is because he owns a mattress store.
Mattress Man. What
But,
a name.
Yeah, he's like the villain. He has like a cape and stuff and things like that in the
A
movie.
cape?
It's not a cape. It's he's getting his hair cut and he has the thing on, but it's like it's a metaphorical cape, like for a supervillain. It's a great movie. And his anger in that movie because he gets real mad it's good.
How about you, Sebastian? Which one? What movie you said? Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Is that the one?
What is that about?
Well, it's kind of. Have you seen the movie Crash?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how all the stories eventually intertwine. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
Well, not the same thing, obviously. I think Magnolia's a little bit more superior than.
Then Crash. Crash was a
Crash.
good movie.
Crash
That's the
was
one
a
with
good movie.
with the cop, right? Where the lady and the cop, they're like, and then
then
he ends up saving her.
racism. Yeah, racism.
That was a crazy movie, man.
Yeah,
that won best Oscar.
Yeah.
I mean best picture.
yeah, movies that with the like intertwining plots.
Like Snatch was one of my favorites.
Yeah, all of
The British style,
what is that?
Lock,
I
Stock, and
forgot
Barrel.
that
or
guy's
Loaded.
name, but yeah, the same director for those
Yeah.
two.
Tom Cruise is in Magnolia, and he is great, man. He plays. You guys gotta see it.
Mhm.
He plays like this TV,
I keep thinking
Kinda
of Vanilla
character.
Sky.
and he has a
Tom
ponytail, and he's
Cruise.
trying to sell you a story. It's pretty.
I need
great.
to see it.
He does a great performance.
I need to
man.
go through a lot of.
If he says
Hoffman's
it's better
movies.
than Crash, I want to see it because
Yeah.
Crash was a good movie.
You know, we're talking about intertwining stories. Have you guys ever seen that movie, Amores Perros?
Mm-mm.
It's an international film. Oh my God, it's so good. I think that one's the best at with interline characters.
Getting everything mixed in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's yeah.
It's a.
some of my favorite
It came out
movies
like in
are like
2000s, early
pretty,
2000s.
pretty recent.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
10
fairly
years
recent.
ago.
If it's still in the 2000s, I still think it's weird that it's
Yesterday.
like 14 years into 2000.
Nah.
I still think it's
I still put like 2003. I'm like, what? 2003, bro.
whoa.
Yeah, like 5 years ago it was the 90s, 1990, and like, wait, scratch that out, 2000. But yeah, one of my favorite movies of his was Pirate Radio. That's probably one of my
Oh, yeah.
favorite movies of all time. Now that I've actually watched it a couple more times recently, since this whole ordeal happened. I love the fact that he was playing an American DJ that, you know, just was pure rock and roll, man. He was totally for the music, and you know, I don't want to have like a spoiler alert, but the end of the movie is just awesome. The way, you know, he rides it out. And
Mhm.
that's, you know, it was, the soundtrack's great. The actors all involved were British, but they were all very good. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, yeah, I
Maybe
like
we shouldn't care about spoiler alerts for movies that are that old.
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
right?
I mean,
we should only care about like
Yeah,
movies
I
that
mean,
are just
be
on,
warned,
like,
listeners. I
Be
mean,
warned.
There may be spoilers.
I mean, we
sorry,
have,
but
I know we keep talking about all these movies and we're like, no, wait, just
We'll
kidding.
try.
I can't really tell
everybody's
you.
like, damn, I've seen that movie like 12
Like,
times.
I know you guys are teasing me.
movies in theaters. We'll try to keep it under,
Cool.
keep it without spoilers. But older movies, I mean, just be warned.
Well, I'm gonna say it then real quick because my favorite part of the movie is where the
Philip Seymour
where-
Hoffman kills Katniss. No, I'm just kidding.
My favorite part was where Gavin, one of the other DJs that comes on board, and he's like the ladies' man with like the super silky voice, you know.
Whoa.
And
Hello there.
he ends up calling him out like a chicken. He goes, "We're gonna play a game we used to play in America, and it's called Chicken." And they climb up the radio tower in the middle of the thing, and Hoffman almost slips off. They call him the Count. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Count, and he goes, "Oh well, if you're the Count, I guess I'm the King." And he kind of like rubs him the wrong way, and he's like, he doesn't like this guy, Gavin. Ends up sleeping with another man's girl, so he challenges him to a game of chicken on this thing. And they get up there, he almost slips, and he's like, "Well, you know, you having second thoughts? You want to quit yet?" And the guy's like, "Nah, I'm looking right at a chicken." So then both of them jump, both of them get beat up, and the perfect freaking to wrap it all up, the perfect part was at the end of the movie when everybody's getting off the ship because all the water's coming on, and he's like, Gavin walks out after he reports all the coordinates. He's like, all right, this is where we are. We need some help. And he starts to leave. And he comes back and calls the count. And he's like, I'm not leaving. And he puts on some music. And he's like, I'm not leaving. I'm going down with the ship. And
awesome.
the best part is where he comes out of the water after they saved everybody. He's like, rock and roll. And I was like, dude, that's like my favorite.
Yeah, he's great in it. And it's a great movie overall. I mean, the music, like you said, the soundtrack is awesome. That kind of classic rock. British rock kind of stuff, movie about rebellion.
It's
and
like
stuff
something you wouldn't really
values.
consider rock and roll, but it's like it was the rock and roll roots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of its time. Yeah,
You know, and what's really sad about Philip Seymour Hoffman, obviously, besides him passing away, was that he had just signed up to do a TV series, which means he didn't really want to be acting in different places. He was going to have some
stability.
Stability.
Well, he had been
you know.
in shows right before TV shows.
I'm sure. I can't
I
think of any
just
offhand.
I just remember usually from movies. I mean, we could be wrong, obviously, but usually I saw him. I don't
think he
recall
was
seeing
like
him
a
on TV.
lead in any type of show. Maybe he did some cameos.
Some
and-
background.
yeah, just like some supporting characters. But I can't think of any offhand.
And what was the one that you said he just signed up for, Sebastian?
I'm not exactly sure of the name, but I know it was
Like just
either HBO or Showtime.
like a
Okay.
serious
Like
network.
Yeah, serious. You know.
Cable
Can you
television.
imagine a freaking TV show starring Philip Seymour Hoffman?
I would
I'd
watch it.
That's something
to watch,
I
yeah.
would
I
check
know.
it out definitely.
HBO has done such a great job lately. Game of Thrones and
Mhm.
True Detective. Oh my God, I love True Detective so much.
I need to finish the.
You guys
I need to
really
catch
need
up
to
on it.
see it.
I mean, Matthew.
Next podcast, you guys will have to see them.
Yeah,
a new one comes
definitely.
out tomorrow.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. I mean,
Some good stuff.
awesome
Good
actors.
times.
So, yeah, good. I bet like
It's so tense, man. It's like Breaking Bad seems like My Little Pony.
it's like serial killer type mystery type.
Well, it is, but it's very slow. It's more about character development and great writing,
Mhm.
and also the cinematography there. Oh my God, man,
Mhm.
it's so beautiful. It takes place. Okay, it's 1995, right? Where they're partners, McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. They're both partners solving crimes in Louisiana. But this is 1995. But they're also doing an interview, which is in 2012, with McConaughey and Harrison separately. They're asking them about the case and about each other. They want to know what happened, what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's very slow because you still don't know what really happened. You
Yeah.
do know that they solved the crime and they catch a guy, but later on, you know, in 2012, somebody makes, a murder pretty similar.
Oh, and they're
And so,
Like a
so
copy.
yeah,
Bring it back
yeah,
in and-
exactly. If they think the guy's caught, they're like, hold up, let's go back on the case.
Mhm.
So they're asking them questions, and you could tell that in 1995 they didn't really get along, but in 2012 when they start talking, they
It's-
kind of respect each other a little more. I mean, it's very, like I said, it's been 3 episodes and it's very slow, but it's just so great.
Mhm.
Like, so greatly written. The dialogue is probably the best dialogue I ever seen in a TV show. The cinematography
very nice.
itself,
And that's Showtime or is that
it's on HBO.
HBO? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to check it
I'm
out.
gonna have to resubscribe
Yeah, I'll have to.
I want to
Get it
watch.
somehow.
I want to watch. Like,
from
they're
my
they're
neighbor.
the kind of shows that you have to see a couple of times, like the same episode, like 3 times, just to pick up on. There's so much dialogue.
Damn.
If you can watch it with the captions, I would recommend that because
Yeah.
you don't want to miss any part of that
Yeah,
script.
I
It's
usually
so beautiful.
like watching movies with
Me-
the captions anyway. Just
I agree.
Just because.
I
Just
really,
'cause English is
I'm
my
the
second
opposite.
language.
I like to watch the action. I mean, because like you guys are saying about the cinematography, you know what I mean? You're going to stare at the words the whole time and you're missing like all these awesome shots coming in. So
Yeah, you made
but
me
like
some
kung
things,
fu
but-
movies, I'm used to doing it. I used to love to watch like old kung fu movies, and you really got to watch all
They
the
didn't really
captions.
talk on those,
Yeah.
did they?
They
They
dubbed
would
it
just get to
terribly.
it.
You'll
They just-
never
They're
understand.
like, all right, let's just punch each other, bro.
What are some other movies you guys like notable movies of his that you guys
I
might
mean, we talked about Capote. I mean, he won the Oscar for that. So if you're a Hoffman rookie, that's a good movie to start off
To
with.
begin with.
I mean, his
the other 2 flicks
acclaimed
that
best work.
Yeah, Capote. Well, he won. Did he get just the Oscar? Or did he win a Golden
Best
Globe
actor.
as well? As well.
I
Not
don't
sure.
know
I know
that.
for sure
We're
lead
gonna
actor.
have to look that up.
so-
We can post online somewhere the update to that. We'll
or-
look into that.
yeah,
I'll look
let
into
us
that.
know in the comments, whatever.
Yeah, some of mine were the movie Twister, where he played Dusty.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. And Charlie Wilson's War, where he played Gust. He had remarks and comebacks for most of the stuff in those two. Going back a little farther, Boogie Nights, we played Scotty, and he comes out at the end and tries to make out with Dick Diggler. Is that his name, right? Dirk Diggler, something like that. That was classic. I was like, oh my god! It's like, how do you go back to being friends with this dude after he tries to, like, you know?
I mean, classic movies. I mean, movies that like are perfectly set in time, and people remember. I mean, it's a lot of his movies are like that. So, just a great actor. A terrible loss for the whole industry.
For everybody.
Yeah. So that
his
sucks.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to stabilize, and it just, I don't know, his addiction came back or whatnot. I'm not sure of all the circumstances, but it sucks.
Yeah,
no
all we
what.
can say is may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on this, anybody?
Like I
That's
said, it's
pretty nice.
it's a sad thing, and it's gonna be weird.
It's
Prayers
never
and-
cool when people die, especially people that you love like this.
Yeah.
Definitely, our prayers and thoughts are with his family and friends at this time.
Yeah.
Moving on to something just a little bit better, I guess, unless you're a Seahawks fan. The Super
Or
Bowl
Broncos fan.
passed. Oh, there you go. Unless you're a Broncos fan, we're going back to the Super Bowl. What did you guys think about that, man?
I mean, it was a good game. If you like you said, if you're a Seahawks fan, you must have enjoyed it. I mean,
Had a better time.
Had even when like offense and defense. I mean, it was a good game on that side. I mean, if you're a Broncos fan, it's.
I know it just seemed like a total disappointment. The best game in the playoffs was probably the NFC
Yeah, the
championship,
championships.
the Niners and the Seahawks.
That final play was like,
It was
that's
just too
classic.
much Sherman.
Yeah.
I know.
Too much Sherman, man.
Peyton Manning just went out there. His defense wasn't there. His O-line wasn't there.
You think he blew his load too soon?
I don't know, man.
I mean, he's a great quarterback. I don't know.
He
Greatest season ever by any quarterback.
Yeah,
You
so
can't.
I mean, he's still gonna be considered the best. So, and it's not.
You know, after the games, they were interviewing some of the Seahawks players, and they said that the Broncos just gave up. They didn't seem to be trying.
Yeah,
They,
dude.
they didn't want to continue playing. They just wanted the game to be over.
Dude, it was a slaughter, man. What I got was that first crossing route. Demaryius Thomas had a short, shallow crossing route, caught the ball and got lit up by Cam Chancellor, man, and got knocked back like 3 yards. After that, every receiver except that wasn't Wes Welker wasn't catching anything. They were
Yeah.
too busy turning their heads to look and see who's going to come and give them that hit, man.
Yeah, that.
And I mean,
defense
maybe
is no
that
joke.
Legion of Boom stuff actually, like, preceded them and were in their heads, dude.
I think maybe the Broncos just didn't take the game as seriously as they should have.
They thought it was
They-
gonna be a.
They thought they
cakewalk.
were a machine.
Yeah, they were. I mean, AFC's kind of a cakewalk. You know, everybody knows the real tough guys are in the NFC.
Yeah.
And, I think that Niners could have beaten the Broncos as well.
Dude, I think if Michael Crabtree was a little more healthy, he would have made that play, man. He just hadn't had enough time to get into his groove. And then I don't know, man. I was pulling for the 49ers and I was pulling for the Broncos. So obviously, I guess I'm against Seattle. But
I wanted the Broncos to win because, I mean, who doesn't love Peyton Manning's big head?
yeah,
But-
definitely.
Put money on the Seahawks and
Well,
I won, so I'm not really regretting my choice.
I was real close to betting, too, and I didn't. I'm glad I didn't.
On my heart, I wanted the Broncos to win. On my head, I knew the Seahawks had this. I mean, as great as Peyton Manning has been, that defense has been amazing. And they were the better team that night.
They were all over the place, man.
Yeah,
Their
in every
defensive lines, their
category.
safeties,
Since
their
the exactly.
linebacker won
Since
the
the-
MVP.
The first play of the game.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's
that's
They
safety.
dominated since then.
You were saying Mark Cuban, or someone was saying Mark Cuban won $20 million off of that.
Oh, yeah.
S- the-
No, but then he tweeted that it was just a joke.
Oh, it was a joke. Oh,
Yeah, no,
that would
but-
have been amazing.
one of those bullshit
I
bets.
bet odds.
But
those
a
odds sound
real
ridiculous,
bet,
but-
a real bet was Floyd Mayweather. He
Oh,
He put-
10,000.
$10 million.
$10 million?
$10.5 million dollars.
Donated to charity, you schmuck.
No, he donated to Las
Thinking
Vegas.
outside the pod.
He
Oh
donated
my-
to a
for real?
strip club in Las Vegas.
Mayweather, if you're listening, send us 10 million and we will kick you in the balls a couple times. You know what I'm saying? That you might as well. Shit.
Jeez.
He's gonna come here and fuck all three of
I
us
know.
up. Like,
Oh, he's outside. He's outside the door already.
Oh no.
This isn't even out yet.
All right, where's the lock on this? Where's the lock on this,
How does he
buddy?
know? How does he know?
I know everything.
He's a mind reader.
I mean, Vegas totally won all the odds.
Yeah, they were all
I
going
mean,
for Broncos probably.
Nobody thought this game was going to be this big of a blowout.
No.
Like, even if you were being a Seahawks homer, you thought they were going to score more than 8 points.
Mhm.
The Broncos,
Oh yeah, dude. Definitely.
Yeah.
the best offense ever.
Just
I mean,
blew it.
Yeah. Well,
most touchdowns in.
it's what you hear. It's like defense.
What
I
is
mean,
it?
it's defense against offense. The defense is like really important. I thought they were just going to cancel each other out, and it's really going to be the other sides of the coin that really decided the game. But
Like a low-scoring game, close, low-scoring
Yeah.
game. But
I know, but he was just so dominating. And when Percy
Interception.
Harvin came out from halftime, and I was like, all right, Broncos, you can do this, and he just returned that.
He
I'm
were
like,
returned
crap.
I'm like,
Like-
this is ridiculous.
He had a little fire footprints behind him, like Back to the Future. I was like, dude, he's gonna get
Like
to
he put
88 miles an hour.
The Madden Turbo on. I mean,
Yeah, man.
yeah. I have family in Seattle, so I'm happy that they're happy. I had no real ties other than that in that game. So good that they won. Sad for Peyton, but he's still
He's still getting free pizza.
Yeah,
Forever.
which is good.
I mean, I'll take Papa John's free pizza forever.
Over a Super
better
Bowl
than
ring.
no pizza.
Over a Super Bowl ring.
Dude. You think they the new legislation on marijuana in Denver had something to do with it?
Oh yeah, that was a total determining factor. He's like, oh, what legal here, Colorado? All right,
yes.
32 franchises.
Yeah,
Come on, Peyton's big head.
he's got to have a
It's
brain
not-
in
it's
there
not-
somewhere.
I know it's not only
He's a
about
very
football.
smart
And
man.
he's a very
He knows
smart
about.
this and that. I mean, he's in every commercial we see. And I'm saying this as a Packers fan who hates all the Packers commercials. I can't watch a game without seeing Aaron Rodgers and discount double check, and I
check.
want to shoot
yeah.
myself. I love Aaron Rodgers.
It's kind of played out now.
He's the real cheeses. But
Jesus.
but no, oh my God, I'm so tired of them.
Dude.
It ruins his image.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
I
Makes
could
it look
see-
like you'll do anything, for,
Yeah.
for some TV
yeah,
time.
sure. I know, like Pele on Subway commercials. I'm like, come on, Pele's like 80. What the?
No, man.
What happened here? We're
Dude,
like, who-
they pulled
what-
him out of the retirement home.
I asked my dad, who knows a lot about soccer, and he said that Pele's song was going to drug addiction. So that might have something to do with it. Maybe, I got to research this. But maybe his son, like, sucked it all up or something.
Oh, no.
Speaking of like all those commercials, what y'all think about the Super Bowl commercials this year?
This year, they seem kind of lacking. I think they were going more for the shock factor, the beautiful factor, than, like, funny. I mean, there was a
There-
Doritos one that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that time machine one.
Oh, yeah, the time machine one off the top. No,
Oh,
I
was
was
there
thinking
another one?
more about
Was that the Doritos winner, right? That's the one who
Was
won
that
the Doritos?
The fan made?
I believe so, yeah.
It was a
No,
good
I was
commercial.
thinking about the
I
kid.
laughed at it.
The kid, he gets on his dog and he rides him like a
Oh,
horse and a
okay.
cowboy.
That one's a cool one, too, but the time machine where the old man comes out and he's like,
like,
it
"Jimmy?"
worked.
Well, I saw that commercial here because they played it here at the station, so I saw it before. So maybe that's
Oh.
why I didn't think it was.
No.
But yeah, when I first saw it, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I laughed at that one.
I like the one about the puppy and the horse.
Yeah, the
always,
cute
always
one.
sentimental.
Yeah,
ones.
but
It's always the same damn thing, though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, Maserati and Jaguar doing commercials for the
Yeah.
car. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that wasn't very.
Did they?
I've
Like
never
how-
seen a
like, I know
Maserati.
if half of America is watching this, half of America can't afford those cars.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand all the beer and pizza ones.
Mhm.
You're watching the football game, but
The only other real memorable ones, the Radio Shack one with the bringing the store out of the 80s.
Bringing the 80s back.
Chucky.
No. The store called. They want the 80s back. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
80s called, they want their store back.
There you go.
The
My
store
dyslexic ass over here.
Oh, that.
my ass dyslexic.
But that one was good. There's a controversial one, the Cheerios one. Did y'all hear about the Cheerios commercial
No.
controversy?
No, what? I
It's-
don't remember a Cheerios one.
Yeah, there's a Cheerios. Well, they,
Oh, the biracial
it
family.
was a biracial family.
And they brought them back because last year
Yeah.
they I haven't seen the one from last year, but they did one last year that like caused a big old.
You've probably seen the other one. It was like the kid is asking the mom, "Are these good for hearts?" And then
She puts them on the dad's heart.
and then that's that one, and it got a lot of flack because it showed a biracial family, and
Biracial
Cheerios
family.
was like, "F y'all, we're gonna do it again because we
Well, I mean,
think
but
we're
good-
right." I mean, they
A
are right.
biracial family.
I mean,
know,
it's
just-
2014. Come on.
Any kind of publicity is good, whether it's good or bad. They're talking about you one way or another, and that's what you really want,
The Coca-Cola one was also pretty controversial.
Yes,
the one with
before we get into this, can I just ask you guys a question? You saw now that you bring up the Coca-Cola ad, that one pretty pro-America, you think, right? Like kind of immigrants and
Yeah,
like
we're a mixing pot. I mean,
yeah. What do you think about that ad versus a more classic kind of American Pride commercial, which is that Bob Dylan Chrysler commercial? Did y'all remember that one?
Yeah, I
Where he's
remember.
walking through talking about how to bring up Detroit again, and at the end of it, he goes, "Let Germany brew your beer, let Switzerland make your watch, but let America make your cars."
Yeah, I like them both. I mean, I love Bob Dylan, so I mean, anything he's in, I like. But I liked it. I mean, the Coke commercial was a good commercial. I mean,
It was a sweet commercial.
I like the Coke one better.
I mean, it's a melting pot, and yeah, I liked it better too. It had a better ideal behind it.
The Bob Dylan one was too similar.
I have nothing to do with Detroit.
Yeah, it was too
I drive
similar.
a Nissan.
Yeah, Detroit, come on. I drive a Nissan.
But I mean,
It's like the Clint Eastwood one that
People-
he had last year, where he talked about cars too.
yeah, people just
Same.
get too.
Do you think to what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They get too like affected, too mad about stuff. I mean, it's a commercial. Calm down. I hate when people.
I thought that they were kind of cool commercials, but basically both of them are pro-American, But the Coke ad's more about the diversity of the country, and the Chrysler's more like traditional American pride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's why those are the two that were really memorable, like in that sense.
Yeah. Some of them were good. A lot of them were. Was it the Transformers commercial? The new
Yeah,
Transformer with
Mark Wahlberg.
with the dinosaur.
Was there a Transformer
I
commercial?
think
Yeah.
the new Transformers
It doesn't have
movie.
Shia LaBeouf. It's
Yeah.
with Mark Wahlberg, and he was riding one of those. What are those called? The
Decepticons?
the dinosaurs that turn into.
The
Dinobots.
Dinobots.
Yeah, Dinobots.
That's what he was.
I was
riding.
like, oh, whoa, weird. Okay.
Dinobots.
But I mean, I'll probably watch it. Maybe not in theaters, but
I don't know. I'm pretty tired of the Transformers
the
franchise.
third one was all right.
I think they overdid it a little bit. I don't even know what the order. I just see them and I'm like, Transformers.
The second one,
I think I kind of liked the first one, but then no.
The
Yeah.
first one was good, but that shaky camera,
yeah,
kind of.
I think it's kind of out of fashion now these days. I think.
To have big blockbusters like that.
Yeah, I mean Cloverfield was like that with a shaky
Oh,
cam.
Yeah, but Cloverfield's more like suspenseful because they didn't
Yeah.
show you much.
Yeah.
Have you seen Quarantine though?
I
Nuh-uh.
That movie
think
Quarantine
I've seen it. That's with the
with the girl from Dexter.
yeah, with,
Uh,
and like the genetic experiments. And
Yeah,
the-
that I'm not really into horror films.
neither, but-
I find them pretty boring. I already know what's gonna happen usually.
I think
Yeah,
my,
they're
my
predictable
friends tricked
nowadays.
me to go into that one.
But Quarantine was great. I loved it,
it was
and it has that she's a TV reporter, and then you're watching the whole everything that happens. You watch it through her photog.
Yeah.
So it's
That's not
pretty
bad.
yeah, it's
Found-
pretty cool.
Found footage is one of the first found footage ones I can really remember. Found footage movies. Yeah, it was good.
It was really
They
good.
made another one, I think, about an airplane, like in an airport or something like that.
Yeah, I saw
2.
Quarantine 2, but I
I
never
didn't,
watched it.
watch it.
What do you guys think about that banned soda ad with Scarlett Johansson? Somebody said that they played it, but I hadn't seen it.
I saw it, but
I
I
saw it
have no
online.
idea what the. I mean, she didn't show anything, and I'm not too sure what happened before. Like, what was the whole controversy about? Can you,
Was it?
at the end of it? She
she's
calls
like,
out
"Take
Coke
that."
and Pepsi.
She was like, "Take that Pepsi," or "Take that
She
Coke." Or
says both of them, Coke and Pepsi. Take
Oh,
that Coke and
what
Pepsi.
what was the commercial about?
It's a liquid
Natural
that you
water,
shoot into
yeah.
a water to make
Mio?
it. Yeah,
Is
it's
it like
kind of
Mio?
like a meal, but it's called
Okay.
Soda Stream or something like
Oh,
that. I
okay,
believe.
yeah, okay. It's like homemade soda. You
but
just-
but I don't get what happened with Coke and Pepsi.
I
Why
don't
did
know.
she say
Maybe they didn't get the rights to say that.
It was
I don't
an
know.
upstart company calling out two of the biggest soda beverage companies in the world. So they didn't want to air that because they didn't want Coke and Pepsi to pull their ads from the Super Bowl. To
that? Oh,
I think they said they'd air it without that line. I mean, the rest of it.
they might have. Yeah,
I didn't see. I don't think I remember seeing it, but it's not a. I mean, nothing was bad about the ad. It was, other than that line, which I guess, I don't know, but
companies seem to attack each other, especially Coke and Pepsi.
yeah,
all the
the
damn time.
rivalry.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, I got a couple more things here. I got a couple questions about. Let's see. We'll do some trivia here in a second. Let me see.
Yeah, we do trivia because to figure out whoever gets the most points.
I've got a
gets the most
couple
points hosts
trivia
the next
questions.
episode.
I got a couple trivia questions about the football game,
Okay.
the Super Bowl itself, and then I've got a game that we can get into
All right.
afterward about
Okay.
the ads, about the commercial ads.
Okay.
Some of the Super Bowl trivia questions are: Pete Carroll won the Super Bowl and he won a championship in the NCAA. Who were the other two coaches that have ever done that?
I don't know.
Mike Ditka.
No.
I don't know.
Nope.
I can't think of another coach.
Uh,
I'm not a big football guy.
One more try apiece.
no,
then I'll
and
give
you
all
gotta
a hint.
give us at least some.
Both of them were Cowboys coaches, Dallas Cowboy coaches.
I will probably remember the name once you say it, but I
Bill Parcells and Tom Landry.
Nope.
Clint Eastwood. He's a cowboy, right?
All right, I stumped you guys. That means I get a point, right?
Dang.
The
Well,
first
you gotta
one,
give us
Tough, man.
choices
It's tough,
though.
man.
the first coach was Barry Switzer and Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, that's who I meant.
Jimmy Johnson
Who
and
did I say?
and Barry Switzer. You said Tom Landry and Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells. I meant Jimmy Johnson. I knew for the U. Yeah,
Okay,
I
here's
knew
a-
one of them. I guess.
I haven't
Wait,
heard of those names, so I've heard of Bill Parcells. I think
They're
does he
both Cowboys
commentators now?
coaches. No, he's
No?
is he with the Dolphins?
That's
Oh.
Joe Buck.
Oh.
Joe Buck.
Oh.
No, the commentator's the Hot Wings guy. The Buffalo. No, not Buffalo. Yeah, Wingstop.
All right.
Troy Aikman.
Here's another question.
I've heard
Here's
Troy
another
Aikman.
question, guys. How much beer would Americans have consumed for the Super Bowl?
Got to be a lot, I assume.
You gotta give us a range at least.
Okay, I'll give you multiple choice.
Yeah.
Cool.
A, 1 million cases of beer. B, 1 billion cases of beer. Or C, 50 million cases of beer.
I'm gonna say 1 billion.
C, 50 million?
Jimmy gets it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you beer drinking
That's
mother.
the
Zero for me. I didn't
that's the
drink.
biggest amount of beer consumed in a single day.
I
probably.
drank a whole beer.
Okay, this one's an easy one. Who was the home team of the Super Bowl?
It was the Broncos.
Probably because you probably know. I'll just say Seattle just to be.
It was the Broncos.
All right. So we're tied, all tied. So
Everybody's got
Jimmy.
1 point apiece there. All right, all
So
right, all
let's-
right.
you said there was a Super Bowl commercial?
Yes, I have
So
got a Super Bowl
we'll
commercial game.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. The premise of the game is the questions game. Everybody's got to say a sentence using a question. It has to be a question. And I'll go ahead and start us off here.
So, what's the situation? Like we're all at the game, or what are we? What's the?
Yeah, just about the Super Bowl, Super Bowl ads. If you want to, we can expand it to that. I'll go ahead and start it off by saying, let's see, what can I do? Did Peyton Manning just fumble that ball?
I don't
So
know.
I'm supposed to answer with a question to you,
Yes.
or to Jimmy? I'll
We'll just
pass
go
it
down.
on to
We'll
Jimmy.
just go down the line. Down the line.
Did Peyton Manning just throw? Was that not a cute puppy commercial? I don't
Is
think.
Scarlett Johansson single?
All right. I got nothing.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Let's. Do you have one more question, trivia question, or a tiebreaker? We'll all have to do different answers.
Okay, for the tiebreaker, I'll come up with one on the spot right here.
Okay. You stump us. You.
What was the commercial about Sean?
Commercial about Sean?
What company was it? Sean at the prom. I'll say that.
GoDaddy.com.
Nope.
Oh, that other one. Sean at the prom.
We will work on these games.
I can't.
Also,
Yeah,
so.
this is a work in progress. I don't know. What's
It was the
Doritos?
the TurboTax commercial.
TurboTax?
Where it starts off, it goes, it's a national holiday, and you're watching two teams, but they're not your team. That's like going to the prom and watching the girl you're in love with dance with some
Oh,
guy
okay, I
named
remember
Sean.
that.
Yeah, I remember.
And they
that
have
commercial.
stats on Sean, and Sean in super slow motion, and
Mhm.
that one
All
was
right,
probably
so
one
you
of my
stumped us.
favorites.
You got that point. So, awesome.
All right, like we said, we'll work on some more of these games here, and get on going with that. But in the meantime,
Yeah, that's thinking outside the pod. We'll see
be
you
back.
next episode. Let us know on social media. All right, see ya.
thinkingoutsidethepod.com. Good night, guys.